of December, Thursday, and kind of winding down for the trading year, really. I mean, I've already mentioned I've been out of the market for a bit. I'm not trading until the next year. The market is really starting to slow down. So for those of you that are still trading, I mean, it's your decision, obviously, but depending on what asset classes you're trading, you might want to consider kind of backing it off as well and taking some time to yourself, taking some time to reflect on the past year, looking at what you can do differently for the year coming up. Real quickly, let's pop over and have a look at a couple markets here. We'll have a look at the eminis, we'll have a look at crypto. We can even have a look over here at excuse me, at foreign exchange. And then I've just got kind of a parting thought that I'd like to share once we get through that. So let's pop over here real quickly. Let's have a look at the eminis. We can see some interesting stuff going on here. If we look at this is a 4-hour chart, by the way. Let me see if we can hide these. Let's get these out of the way. Looking at a 4-hour chart, we can see over here we have been in a pretty darn tight range on eminis. We had talked all of this week, I mentioned it a number of times, about 3,200, which is this whole level right here, just big whole number, 3,200. That my personal bias, if I were trading, and again, I'm not taking these trades right now live, and I won't until the new year, but 3,200, if I had been in the market, 3,200 would have been a level that I'd be looking to short from. It's counter trend, right? We can see, scrolling out, back out here to a 4-hour, we're in an upward trend. This is an upward trend in the marketplace. So anything that anytime we're shorting in an upward trend, we're going counter trend. We're counter trend trading. And that's totally fine. I mean, I know I say trade with the trend, trend's your friend. That's the adage you've heard over and over and over, and it rings true. It definitely is a true thing to stick with. However, there are times when you, especially if you're a scalper, meaning kind of a short-term trader, a scalper, someone that's very short-term, they're looking to get in, get out, just pick up a couple of points with tight risk, right? When you see conditions like this, or you come to big areas that historically have some significance where price might stop or stall or maybe even reverse from, we might want to take some counter trend trades. So 3,200 has repeatedly been an area where we've seen price come to, and with just a few points of risk has rotated back for the opportunity for a few points of gain. So continues to do that. Who knows what'll happen, but definitely we've developed on the 4-hour. We've developed this channel, which we can see here with the top and the bottom. 3202 as a high and 3192 as a low. So we're in this channel right here. For those of you that like breakouts, it's certainly starting to set up as a potential opportunity to look for a break there. I personally like top edge, bottom edge, you call it that. There's a lot of things you can call it, but the key here is just not to get too antsy, not to get overly exuberant about what the market's doing. Just let the market do what it's going to do, and you take action based on that. Not as volatile. You need a volatile market really to make breakouts work. That's why I like support resistance in this one. Over here, crypto, looking at ETH, we talked about this a few times, how it consolidates and then moves and consolidates and then moves. It's definitely been a little bit more volatile. Yesterday, when we were looking at this in the morning, we were talking about this consolidation over here. It had moved, and it had gotten into a bit of a channel here coming into yesterday, and then it moved beyond that. Still, even this seems to be slowing down a little bit, and that might have something to do with coming into the holiday time. Not really sure. I don't know if it'll have as big of an impact in crypto as it does elsewhere, but certainly starting to see that happen as well. Bitcoin, again, same thing. Volatile market. You're looking for consolidations and then playing, breakout opportunities off of those consolidated areas. So that's really it. I mean, I don't have any trades to share with you. Normally, when I do these, I talk about the trades that I'm putting on personally, and I don't really have those to share with you today. So I'll keep it pretty short. Next week, I don't know that I'll be doing updates every week. We're coming into Christmas week for the U.S. here, and probably Europe as well. I mean, I know that other countries don't celebrate Christmas, and that's fine. A lot of people in this country don't celebrate Christmas, and that's fine. But my family does, and I'm going to take some time away totally next week and spend some time doing what we enjoy doing. With that said, I hear a lot of people around this time of the year going, man, I'm going to crush it in 2020. I'm going to just, my trading I'm going to take it to the next level and blah, blah, blah. One thing I want to ask you and have you think to yourself about when you say that is, that's great and it's good to be enthusiastic and excited about something, but what steps are you taking to make that happen? What are you doing differently right now than you were doing over the course of the past year that's going to make 2020 that year that you crush it and you turn your trading around? It's got to be finding something and sticking to it, finding something and executing the same way every day, all the time, and not jumping from system to system to system to system. And it's got to be working on your personal mindset, because trading, in my opinion, but I do think most anyone out there that trades will agree with me, trading is 80% mindset and 20% system, and maybe even 90% mindset and 10% system, but mindset is a huge part of it. And if you haven't made changes in your mindset that are going to allow you to execute, take action the right way, 2020 is not going to be any different than every other year leading up to this point. So I want you to consider that. When you make those, utter those words, man, I'm going to kill it next year, that's awesome, and I want you to be enthusiastic, but I want you to follow that up with some reflective thought about what you're doing differently and how you're truly going to make 2020 differently. Because just saying it doesn't do it. You've got to take action. You've got to have something that you're working on that's different, and doesn't have to be greatly different. Just a little small pivots are all we need to make a difference. But what are you doing differently that's going to impact you in 2020 and help you make this upcoming year truly the best one ever? So I'm going to leave you with that. I've got some stuff coming out at the beginning of the year that'll be able to help you with that, by the way. And I don't have any landing pages or anything like that up for it, but I do have some things where I can help you with it. And I hope that you'll let me do that, because I do want to see you make 2020 the best year ever. So anyway, that's it for now.